So a gorgeous sunny Saturday morning, the 9th of April 2022, and this morning it's about delivering the Syston Town news for the next hour or so. So our first drop is 5 copies to the Church View Nursery at Barkby, which is just on the approach to the village from the Quennyborough direction. A lovely garden centre, and they'll take about 5 copies for us. Key statement, and very true from this garden centre: thank you very much for supporting your local businesses. Always support your local businesses. See you at the next drop. So the next stop on the run is the very gorgeous Malt Shovel pub right in the centre of Barkby, and they'll kindly take 10 copies for us, and then they'll distribute them to the customers as they on a help yourself basis. And we're into the Malt Shovel we go. Are you coming? So that's the Malt Shovel done. A bit of a meet and greet with the lovely dog that lives there. Beautiful pub, lovely people. So now parked up at the Malt Shovel, we grab a handful and we do the back end of the village, door to door. So this is where you do quite a lot of walking. It's about as far out of the village as we come. You can see the landscape there as the village finishes, and some of these driveways you ought to get sponsors to walk up them, because it's like a sponsored walk. Some things you just never get to see in towns and cities. Our route takes us up to the church, towards the church, and as you can see, there's still a telephone box. Albeit broken, there's still a working telephone box. So the next leg of the round brings us on to the beautiful school lane. We need a lot more under our arm now, because we're going to do school lane and then come all the way round and back on ourselves and back to the car which we've parked down there. And as you can see, it's getting more scenic and more picturesque as we move through the village. Just on a big chunk of houses, all of school lane, some of the main road. Now working my way down this Barkby Holt lane, and I think I've just got enough left to get me back to the car to restock for the next leg of the round. Stay with me. Well judged again. We make it back to the car with 2 copies, everything covered. 5 into the school. So I always do this one separately by car, because it sort of falls in the middle of nowhere, but it's a farm and it's sort of between places, so I always just pull in here separately. It's the V.E. Kirk and Sons dairy farm. All the Vicarage Lane done. Now heading down towards Brookside. So this very scenic part of the round, which takes us down to Brookside and out into the country and back round again, starts off at the Brookside pub, which is actually an Indian restaurant. Chap's really kind and lets me park in the car park while I go off and do the round. So probably half an hour, 40 minutes worth of free parking in the village there, and then he takes a few of these off me to distribute to his customers. So off we go now to do the scenic bit. So taking the scenic walk now up Brookside, away from civilization and out of the village into the countryside for a couple of houses that are way out in the countryside. Pure guesswork, Brookside completely done, and arrives back at the pub with this many copies. 0. Good judgment, that. So we're back at Brookside to drop off some here and to pick up the car. Right, so that's the Brookside visited. Some copies left there, and smelt lovely in there. Absolutely lovely, of fine Indian food. Must come and try it one night, the Brookside in Barkby. So the final drop on our Barkby journey brings us up to Roots. Roots is the farm shop, as you can see. The farm shop, the animal feeds, cafe, takeaway and meeting space. So we're going to pop some copies in there. In fact, whatever's left goes in here, and then they distribute them from here to the customers.